In other particulars, the affirmative be between the two reformers is so close that it would be difficult to detect difference of any kind. They were at one in their score of the Roman Church at that time. They were at one in their stand up on Scripture as the final authority for faith. They were at one in emphasizing the evangelical doctrine of the gospel. With these preliminary observations, we may now turn to a more detailed discussion of the theology of Luther and Calvin. So many things come out of those two reformers, as so many things come out of the reformer of the time, Dr. King and many more. So we have to at times sit back and pay homage to their journey, for their journey is our journey today. So when people say little things of knowing of so little importance, as my grandfather would say, things that don't mount to a hill of beans, trying to use the hill of beans with a truck with 1,000 pounds of potatoes to go up, for the truck would only smash into the beans because the beans would give way. So when people come with little importance, as my cousin did the other day, we must forgive them for their short-sightedness, for they are a people that their belly are full today, but if not stay in contact with the direct link, their bellies may be empty tomorrow. And we all know that when our bellies are full, that we are a hypocrite in many ways. And bellies being full is many things. I'm sure that a woman can tell you that, not in a physical context, but what a man may say to get a date. And then will that man next week come back and take on another date, you know? So the idea is this here today, that we have to remember the journey. Dr. King, our great reformer, done such good work. His wife, Coretta Scott King, stood side by side. A few short years ago, I met Martin Luther King III. Some people call him Martin Luther King Jr. III, but it's actually Martin Luther King III because Dr. King was Jr. And I met him at the airport, and we talked for a while and everything, and it was a good, and I told him how it was, you know, that his family was so important, so great of an instrument in my life, and I remember growing up with their pictures on the wall. You know, in fact, I still have some of them pictures now. They just about faded, so I got to go get some more pictures. But what am I saying, church? Guess I'm just trying to say this here. As we march towards this Dr. King's birthday this year, 2008. 2008 is a great year because it's the year that we will be able to do what King fought for us to do. We're going to be able to vote in our president. We're going to be able to vote in one party and vote out another party. It's our choice on whatever party that we so desperately choose. But make sure that you choose a party. I often say that if you're not registered to vote, please get registered. Make your vote count. You know, when I first come to Plainfield many years ago, this town here was just a bed community where I would sleep and go to work. I knew nothing about the political system here at all. But you know, it was instilled in me as a young lad that I must vote. So I would go down to 8th Street and walk into the school there, Hubbard School, I believe it is, and I would just use these words: who's the man? And the people outside would sometimes say, who's the man? But I knew what party I was going to. I said, who's the man? You know, and they would say the man, and I would go in there, and I had no idea whether those people were whatever color they were. I did not know. I was sometime when I remember years later going to to a city council meeting, and I said, "Oh, that's the guy I voted for." I didn't know he looked like that, you know what I mean? But it didn't matter. The idea that I was able to exercise a right, and I just hope and pray that we take this thing this time to a new level. We're looking at two great candidates, two people out there, they're fighting. Hillary Rodham Clinton, she's out there, she's battling, man. She's that sister, I call her sister, she's a sister that you know, got the boots on. And of course, Obama. Obama's out there battling also. They are two serious fighters. You know, it's coming, you know, always come down to the two serious fighters. And them two are battling for, they're battling for whatever they're going to get out of this thing. They sure out there battling. So this time around, just to show how history works, this time around we have not a lackey girl, nor do we have a lackey boy. You understand? This time around, let me show you from the history of there. From the history of way back there, we got two men. We got two people, one full-grown man and one full-grown woman that's battling out there. And isn't it beautiful, America, to see that right there and to know that on January 15th is our reformer's birthday, Dr. King. So that is a good thing in itself. I tell you when I have my choice on who I'm going to vote for. But when I see them two fighting, I throw my fist up in the air. And I'm sure that probably is not fashionable with everybody, and I understand. I throw my fist up in the air with a balled fist and say, keep hope alive. Because I see them, you know, I look at them on CNN or YouTube or whatever, and they're battling. And just to say this right here, just for some of the mature people out here that's kind of afraid of YouTube and things of that nature and the computer, the Queen of England is using YouTube now. She is using YouTube. So those of you that's a little bit mature, that's a little afraid of a computer, I understand, a little afraid of this little technology, take the time and get into it. Because even the Queen in England has her stuff now, and she's looking at YouTube, and they say she has an iPod. You understand? So we have to look at these things and understand that we are in the fight to win. And when you're in the win, you don't have to slaughter nobody, you know, because you're going to win, and you are definitely too legit to quit. So I guess, how much time I have? About 1 minute, and I just want to say this right here. Next week we should have some young people in here, and I imagine they're going to deliver some of the Dr. King speeches and everything, and it's going to be a good thing. And I want to thank everybody for the prayers, the Reverend legs, and my back is healing. You know what I mean? I want to thank my chiropractor, Dr. Nunsa, over in New Brunswick. I want to thank him for working with me and putting that heat and stuff on my back to bring me back and give me a walking cane. So I want to thank him, and I want to thank everybody. And again, if you can, get over to see the officer in Piscataway Way. This right here is his wake today, and tomorrow is the funeral. So if you can get over there, pay your respects. Good brother, and it's just a shame the way things went down. So let us say goodbye. And again, from the Church of What's Happening Now, Town Talker, Happy New Year. God bless you.
You've been listening to the Town Talker with Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson, founding pastor of the Church of What's Happening Now in Plainfield, New Jersey. If you'd like to contact Reverend Jackson, call